What's happening, Shredder Nation? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode number 46 of Shred Your Body. I'm your host, Jesse James Jamnik. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I come to you live with another amazing, inspirational story, somebody that I plucked from our Shredder community, which, by the way, if you are not a part of yet, we are pushing the 24,000 people mark. We're going to be there very, very soon. We have anywhere from 5 to 800 new people literally coming to the group every single month. And we just finished another group shred, and the testimonials and the results that are coming in are they literally haven't stopped since we launched this thing literally 1 year ago. I'm really, really excited. And before we dive into my guest tonight, I want to just let everybody know about our call next week, October 5th, where I am going to have the entire ER Shred board on my call. We are going to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of transforming thousands of people's lives. Something that literally just a very short while ago, a year ago, when you think about it, when things were all up in the air, when the world was going freaking crazy, when everybody didn't know which way was up or down, and we decided to launch this so-called crazy nutrition health protocol, not knowing what anybody was going to think or say, but we knew deep in our soul that if people just tried it, it would create lasting results that would absolutely change people's lives. And man, have people shown up week after week, month after month. We've had people with us from the beginning. This has been something that I have not seen in literally 2 decades of being in this industry. It is the most fulfilling thing that you can ever be a part of, even if you just join our community. With the amount of negativity that is going on in the world today, the way that people are losing their absolute shit every single day, you come into this group and you have never, I swear to you, you have never seen or experienced the interaction and the daily commitment from a group like this. And I can say that with confidence because I've been a part of hundreds of groups now over the course of years, from sports to health coaching to functional medicine to, groups that I do with my network marketing and everything. And I'm telling you, there is not a better group, and it's absolutely free. Just go to www.ershredders.com. So with all that being said, I'm going to jump right into my guest tonight. My guest tonight is a registered nurse. She is the Princess Adipose Fat Slayer Dragon. She's one of the she brings so much love and entertainment into our community. Her results have been absolutely amazing. But what's even better is, not only did she get the results that she was looking for, but she has been on this absolute mission to share the shred and pass it forward. And she has just absolutely been able to touch so many other people's lives. So I needed to get her on here. Welcome, Susan,
Hi.
to Shred Your Body.
Yes, Jesse, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so blessed, so honored. And Jesse, I have to give you just a tremendous amount of kudos. I don't think the world really knows how amazing it is that we have you, Jesse James Jamnik, as a coach, our inspirer. You're known all over the country. You're probably known all over the world. And just, I'm sure you are. And I mean, I can feel your energy, and you have so much value that I'm honored. I'm very blessed and honored to be asked to be interviewed and be on this call with you.
Well, I appreciate that,
very
Susan.
thankful.
I don't know about the worldwide thing yet, but let me tell you something.
They're hearing about
by the
it.
time we're done with ER Shred, we ain't going nowhere. And that vision is still out there. It's bold, it's juicy, it's fat, it's audacious. It may sound crazy, and it's exactly why I love to chase it. But I know without a doubt in my heart that we will touch the lives of millions of people because, the ER Shred, as you know, Susan, it's different than so many other things. Like, the reason I'm so excited to talk to you is not only have you absolutely crushed your goals. I mean, your results, when you see your before picture and your today picture, you look at your confidence, you look at all the things that you're doing again that bring joy to your life, and you're acting and you're getting into, other stuff, and we'll get into that. But, this is something that's so different. But the cool thing is that it actually creates results. And that's something that I know, you being around the medical industry for so long, you've probably watched and you've probably experienced it yourself, of going through all these different things that were supposedly good for us. And yet we try and just get defeated. And that's what I'm so excited about, is we can give something to people that's so simple, right? It's so simple, but yet it's so complex, and the results are really where the money's at, right? Because when we can impact somebody's lives and change them from the inside out, I mean, freaking watch out what we're going to be able to do.
Right.
It's so cool. It's so cool. So let's get into you. So tell me, let's start off with, first of all, how long have you been a part of our fulfillment company?
You guys, I was invited in January and jumped in about middle of January with the ER shred. I've completed 7 shreds now. I say 3 of them are clean shreds and 4 of them were dirty shreds.
Okay, so you started
the dirty shreds aren't so bad. Sometimes they were just, I might have had ionics.
Yeah. So I want to
have wine on one of them one night, though.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because I want to touch on that, because I love the fact that, unlike most things, we are so raw and so real with people. We're going to let people know exactly what's going on. Everybody's going to experience something different, because everybody's at a different place. And you were at a place where maybe it took you those 4 times until you finally got to that place. And that's one of the beautiful things, Susan, that I love about this, is that the longevity, the stickability, the stuff that I've never seen before in coaching. I mean, you talked about kind of, let's call it messing up, if you will, right? But it's not really messing up, but you kind of didn't, like, people would go all over the place and lose their shit if they messed up in a regular diet, but we give people that space to just be you. And as long as we're taking those steps forward every day to get a little bit better, over time, you then turn into who you are today, which is absolutely freaking crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, crazy in a good way, by the way. I'm not calling you loony.
Well, my friends and family do, and they love me for it.
That's it, right? Al, be loony, be you, be whatever you want to be, because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
But so were you, now our fulfillment company is Isogenics. Those are the supplements that we use. Yeah. Were you a part of them before the ER shred?
When in my nursing career at 2018, I was introduced. I used it for about 3 months, and the crazy corporate world, my mind wasn't right at the time when I was doing it. It wasn't fitting. I didn't make it fit, and that ended up. I knew the product was good, and I ended up coming back in January after being on about a 6-month hiatus from leaving my nursing career, and knew that I wanted to do something. Actually, I was looking for collagen, and I started on collagen, and my girlfriend Barbie said, "Hey, you want to do the shred with me?" It's like, well, I already hit obese, so yeah. And I didn't even know. I just said, "Yep, I'm going to join." I trusted her. Got into everything about what we started doing made completely sense. Total sense for me, whereas especially when I understood the Atkins, I understood the ketos, I understood how important protein is for us as we get older. But you guys just brought it like from here to up here, and it was like that aha moment. And I think of all the things now, like I'm more consciously aware. I'm looking to see if something has nitrates. I like, the no hormones, no antibiotics, just pure clean. Yeah. And people don't get it. You have to be really aware, because there's just junk everywhere, and people are just so walking around. They're just a walking toxin box.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's reverse a little bit, Susan. So your whole experience, which is actually really awesome to me. We have a lot of people that have been with our fulfillment company 6 years, 10 years, 8 years, 4 years, 3 years. They've had access to this amazing nutrition. They've put it in their body, but yet something didn't click. I believe it's because we never addressed the root causes of the issues, which is what I preach with my other Susan, right? With Susan Rothman. Like, if we can't get to the root cause, like, what the hell is the point? You know what I mean? Like if we're not knocking down the door of inflammation, if we're not, creating alkalinity within the body, if we're not addressing hormonal issues, how the hell are we supposed to lose weight, get more energy, be in a better mood, have better gut bacteria and all that other stuff, right? So from your background though, Susan, let's rewind with you so people get to know you a little bit and kind of figure out how you got to where you were at. Take me back. How long did you spend in the nursing world?
I was in leadership nursing for 8 years.
8 years.
Yep. And predominantly started, out on a busy TCU, went into education, into directorship of nursing, and had some amazing facilities that I worked for. But I have just an amazing core of people that I've worked with this too, that I feel so blessed for. Yeah.
That's awesome. So your route of the nursing career was more the administrative side, the leadership side, running the teams, making sure that things function properly. Like you were kind of overseeing it from that side of things, which I think is actually a cool thing to kind of dive into, because that's a different perspective, so to speak, than say the person that's working the floor or in the ER or something to that nature. You got to see that administrative side. So, a lot of people, Susan, when, I respect the hell out of anybody that's going to put themselves through that much school. Obviously, I know most people got into the medical field because they had some sort of tug in them that they wanted to care for other people. Right? Like you don't go become a nurse or spend all these years being a doctor if you don't have that driven thing about care or something else. But I do feel that in that teaching, we get this mixed message as this whole, right? For some reason, doctors, nurses, like, we kind of group them or people group them into like, oh, they got an RN behind their name. They must know everything about nutrition. They must know everything about the medical field, or they got MD behind their name. They must have the answers to everything, right? And we put all this hope into that. And I think that kind of leads us down a bad path when it specifically comes to nutrition wise, because sadly, what from your experience, when you see the medical industry, are we talking about majority are healthy and vibrant and in shape and going, or are we talking about a lot of that part of that industry struggling too? What did you notice?
It's really, really tough out there. I mean, especially now with just even seeing the obesity and the COVID world, I don't see very many healthy people. And just even in day to day, even though they may be walking around healthy today, I do see a lot of people that are on the verge, or in that pre existing conditions. So in the world is so quickly to treat with responding with a medication. I mean, because in our field, if something's going on, you have to respond. In nursing, we do non-pharmacological interventions, but typically it always results in a medication change or adding a medication. Nutrition is on the back burner.
Yeah. When you went through school, Susan, when you did your college and then you went and you became an RN, how much focus was taught to you on nutrition? Did you guys learn anything? Did you have courses in nutrition or anything like that?
One book about that big, just like a paperback, not too much bigger than this. No. No,
that's a great book that you just held up, by the way. No wonder why you're
rocking it. I know. I've read it a few times. I've got extra ones. Yep.
Yeah.
So the nutritional aspect of it was minimal. I mean, we understood pathophysiology, and we understood that if you were having congestive heart failure, we understood what was going on with the body.
Yeah.
We understood that adipose and that visceral fat around the gut, those are huge contributors to disease processes. So we understood that, but we're you're just not finding what we're doing. Just not.
Look, Kerry Snyder, thank you, Kerry, for your comment. But Kerry just put, he did PT for 40 years, mostly home health, only one that talked about nutrition with patients. I love that. And, here's my thing. I'm not looking to bring down this industry. What I'm more looking to do is highlight the fact that when it comes to certain things, I believe that in this profession, it's the same thing with when I watch trainers, right? Some trainers try to get too in over their heads. They try to go down alleys that aren't really their alley. And I get it, right? Our egos get in the way. We want to kind of handle everything. And I see this kind of happen. There's, I kind of gave doctors this thing called diagnosis syndrome. I feel like it's part of the ego. Like you have to find the thing that's wrong and diagnose it, or God forbid you're not a good doctor. You know what I mean? And this is kind of why I love health coaching so much, is we get to spend the time, we get to probe, and not everything has to be perfect and right. And my job's to support you. And I really want to just kind of let people know from your perspective, especially from leadership nursing, what you were trained in, what you saw. You guys are the most brilliant minds in that arena, meaning that if you need a new heart, or you need somebody, like I went in, for instance, we had a little scare with Crystal. We had to go to the ER. The nurses were coming in. They were, wow, wow, wow. I was like, holy shit. But yet every single one of them, I saw them, I felt like they were on fire. They were screaming in inflammation, and they were struggling and, putting on what I feel is like a fake face. And I'm just like crying for them because they're overweight and everything else. And I'm like, gosh, like I can't imagine all the stress you're going through right now with the COVID and with everything going on, plus everything else. So is that kind of like where you got to? Like, talk to us about where you were at before the ER shred found you. How did you get to that point where you told me that you were at a point where you were technically obese? You were classified as obese, and you got to a point where you just kind of weren't doing good. So take us back to that place. Where were you before the ER shred found you?
It was a pretty dark place. I was working a lot of hours. A 16-hour day was not uncommon. Working 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time. And Jesse, I love to work. I like doing things. So I was very passionate about being at my facility. But there was no sleep. There was no rest. There was phone calls at 2 a.m. It was back up at 6, sometimes home at 11, 12, and turning back around. Just things were transitioning that weren't aligning with what I felt was right for what was going on in the whole corporate world of nursing. And so anyways, the stress was building up. There just wasn't any time off, and enough was enough. I was having chest pains. I was putting on weight. I was not taking care of myself. I was missing appointments on the home front. And so enough was enough. I just had to take a break. But then I kind of just went into like a 6-month hiatus. Now I'm lost. I don't have purpose. I was so busy. I needed to stop. I mean, I would have been in the ER room with at least angina, and who knows if I would have had a heart attack. But for sure, I wasn't doing well. And it wasn't.
I find that, so you just kind of put a thing together, and it's crazy because when I go through, I love all the studies and the research. And I remember coming across this study one time and the stat, and it blew my mind. And it said 90% of family doctors' visits are actually caused because of stress. And you just literally said, because of all the added stress, because of the craziness that was going on, you literally thought you were going to end up in the hospital with some sort of heart condition, heart, palpitations, erratic arrhythmia, whatever the case may be. And, we kind of look at that, and then we kind of throw it off. But really, when I look at that, that's like inflammation at its best. We never treated it, right? The root cause, again, when it goes back to that root cause, how many people are suffering with all that stress and that extra anxiety and all the stuff that's going on and the pressure of the world today. And it's just, people are getting ready to pop, which is why I want to preach from the rooftop that health is our greatest wealth. When things go to shit in the world, like, your health should come first because of being able to handle everything. So you were in that place like everybody else. 2020, you just kind of like hit this point where it was like, boof, right? Like you just felt like you were going to kind of explode.
Yeah. I couldn't keep running on the tracks anymore. Yeah. And I would eat within relatively healthy, but then there would be that binge drinking, or they'd be like, okay, I'm going to have a couple glasses of wine now. Or all of a sudden you had like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Now I'm going home. It's like, oh my gosh, I could just stop by and go through the drive-through right now and eat something. And even though I would try to practice more healthy eating during the day, the binge and snacking kind of took in place too.
So it's okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you knew what you were doing wasn't right, but yet it would still slip in. Like you had it in your mind to be healthy, right? But
Mhm.
yet it would slip with the binge drinking. It would slip with the fast, with the drive through. It would,
Right.
and what I want to point out is, first of all, thank you for being so honest because there's so many people that are stuck in that same place right now,
Mhm.
Susan, that they're just like, you know what I mean? Like the day is like, oh my God, like the kids are going crazy. Work went over. People in the medical industry, I'm sure, can relate to where you're at. Everybody's feeling
Mhm.
their extra pressure right now. Oh, I can just grab Chick-fil-A. Oh, I can just grab Taco Bell. Oh, I can just grab, because they make it so easy, right? With all of this crap. And what we think we're doing ourselves a favor, we're really just kind of adding to the
Mhm.
misery in the long run. That's going to add up to basically this ticking time bomb that's eventually going to go boom,
Right.
unless you're smart enough like you to throw up your hands and be like, whoa, wait a minute here. And you basically left everything, right? Like you started having all these hot sweats, cold sweats. You told me you were suffering with breathing and, struggling with all of that stuff at this point in time. And
Mhm.
thankfully you were just like, okay, enough. Like
Yep.
enough is enough. But some people can't do that. Some people just keep going, and eventually it doesn't turn out too good. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
kudos
No.
to you for doing that for sure.
Yeah.
So let's
Thank
get into
you.
this, Susan. Let's go. So you try Isogenics on and off for 3 months, like you said. You didn't really give it the time of day, which is kind
Right.
of when I see people fail. That's usually what happens. It's never really this. It's more like, okay, did you really try it? Did you sacrifice?
Mhm.
What'd you do? You
Right.
know what I mean? Because when you can figure it out and you actually get it done, the results are just kind of crazy. So you find the shred, and you said to me, which is surprising, you didn't think that this was a crazy protocol at first when you first saw it
No.
with
No.
the
It
red
made
meat
sense.
and the butter and the salt. Why did you think that? Because so many people are like, whoa, they're so scared of the butter and the meat and everything.
Just because, I mean, even when I was young, I mean, I studied Adkins and I followed more of a low carb diet. So I wasn't going into anything too strange. I
Yeah.
was just taking what I was doing and bringing it up another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
guys, I mean,
I would imagine from your background, and I'm just guessing, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine that somebody with your background, when you see something like this, you're probably going to I know you said you took your friend's word for it. Did you do any digging at all? Or did you just literally you were just at a point where it was like, you know what? I'm just ready to try anything.
even the first day, day one, I was just opening up I mean, I had everything ready to go. I was like, oh gosh, what's the protocol for today? But yes, as since day one, I do dig in. I mean, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
always like, why is this, or why is someone this way? What's going on a pathophysiology level? What's going on a physiology level? What's happening with our energy? What's going on with our neurons? Why, yes, I'll like, yeah, I'm always digging, I'm always digging and reading, and everything that I'm finding, and because I like the research and I like to have rationale behind everything that I look at. Everything just makes sense. It makes sense, and it's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any concerns. Susan just asked, you didn't have any cardiac concerns at all? Like you didn't think like the extra cholesterol that, people are worried about, food cholesterol and all that all these crazy
No,
myths that are out there?
no. I mean, I know it was the carbs. I know it was the fast food. It was the I'm going to eat because I really just don't care. It
Yeah.
was having a couple of glasses of wine, which is very, I guess, cardiotoxic. So those were the things that I needed to stop. I didn't need to stop the healthy part of my diet. I just needed to move it up, move it up a notch,
Yeah.
including exercising because I wasn't exercising either. I mean, I
Very
didn't.
cool.
Yeah.
So first shred comes along, you start your first shred, and that was January, right, of 2021. So we're talking 10 months ago now,
Yep.
basically,
Mhm.
almost 10 months ago. So take me back to your first shred, the first 11 days. What was the first 11-day shred like for you?
Oh gosh, it was amazing, but I learned from that very first shred that I was a snacker, and I didn't even realize it. We we had groceries come to the house, and I'm following the protocol, and I'm putting the grapes in the refrigerator, and I go to pluck one off, and it's on a cleanse day, right? And I look at the grape in my hand, and I wasn't even consciously aware that I had done that until I looked down. I'm like, on a cleanse day, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So that was like, I'm like, how many times have I done that with anything? So that was just a bit of an aha moment. The energy, I mean, just to master a 2-day, because if you would have asked me that if I was going to be a lifetime cleanse, I would have said, you're crazy. I'm going to do shakes for a lifetime. You're crazy. Now, if you tell me I'm not going to do a 2-day cleanse, or I'm not going to do shakes, you're crazy, because once you do it and you realize in your body, it's for me, I can't see not doing a cleanse or not having a shake. But so that first, I went through the detoxing. I had that wild, crazy headache. So I have a lot of empathy, but I had a lot of crud to get out of my body. And so you guys are so helpful with, oh yeah, okay, why the salt? And then you explained it so well, like everything started like, okay, yep. And that worked. And go from least invasive to most invasive. I started with the water first, and that didn't work. And then, so yeah, everything in that first shred felt so good. Yeah.
Before I keep going, I don't want to lose this one thing that you said, which I hear quite a bit. People get really confused when it comes to shakes. I've been drinking shakes for literally 2 decades. I've never kind of gone to this whole thing. I've never actually did it. Well, I can't say that, because in the beginning I did it because I was trying to follow and be what I thought was right. And then as I learned and got better and better, I was very selective. I thought I had my hands on the best until I got my hands on what we use today as our fulfillment company and our supplements and such. But when you say, if you were to say you would have been on shakes for the rest of your life, how did you view a shake then, to think like that, versus why are you looking at them so differently today? Because what do people not what do you think people, I feel like people lose the focus, right? They say, oh, I'm just going to eat real food. And I feel like that's such a bad line of communication because it just doesn't make any sense in my mind when you break down like what calories are and the energy and such. So what was that for you? Because I feel like a lot of people are probably stuck there. So let's smash that shake thing real quick if we can.
One was understanding why we incubated. Of course, I'm a nurse. So like you said, I was digging and researching. So as soon as I saw Peter Greenlaw and Dr. Ruggiero and the incubation and the protein net utilization, I'm like, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not going to get that without eating a lot of food to get there. And then just everything about it. I think the big thing was the mind shift, and I think a lot of people end up having that mind shift as they're feeling better, from
you start to realize that it's not so much, it has nothing to do with being part of the shake gang, so to speak, right? Like everybody, if it's on this thing, it's like you just come to this realization that, number one, once you feel so freaking epically awesome, why would you want to change that, right? And number two, when you start to come to the realization that, these things just make your life so much easier, they're so darn convenient, they taste better than any other one that I've ever tried before. And I've been doing this now 2 times a day minimum for the last 6.5 years of my life, and it will never stop. And, I try to explain to people, I was like, listen, you can't get this bioavailability and dense nutrition to load into your body with this uptake for $3. I don't care how much money you're worth. You can't buy this quality in food and actually get it to absorb in your body like this. And that's why I guess I want to be at the top of the shake gang. You know what I mean? If there's a shake gang type of thing, like that's my reason, not just because I'm going to drink a shake to drink a shake. You know what I mean? There's got to be obviously that reason to fill that void. So that's cool. Cause I feel like a lot of people kind of get in their way, and because of bad publicity, bad media, bad diets where they say, raw food, real food. And they create this false, false way of thinking for people, and I've
Right.
watched it mess so many people up. And I'm sure now that you're sharing and trying to help so many people with their health, you probably hear this too, right? It's like, oh, I just want to eat real food. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
can you define real food for me? Like, what is the definition
Right.
of
Right.
real food, so to speak? Because I think it's nutrients, vitamins, minerals.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
So so your first shred, what was the results of your first shred?
I'm trying to go back. I know it was 8 pounds, but it was inches. I think I dropped a clothing size or two. I mean, I was starting to come back and fitting into my clothes. I mean, my stomach was so distended up on the top of my, on my diaphragm. I mean, and I could just feel it. And I just felt so heavy around, the waistline. Oh, as a nurse, you guys, my nurses out there, who run the floor a lot, I started wearing those compression stockings on my legs to get the fluids to return back to my heart. That's how bad it was,
Oh,
before getting into the ER shred, that I was actually, buying compression socks. And that's just, now I realize that I didn't need those. I needed to be healthy. And I
oh,
don't have issues with fluids or, circulation now at all. I mean, my circulation, in I'm sorry, it's very nursey, but I don't retain fluids in my legs anymore. I don't get on an airplane and get swollen anymore. I don't have pain in my knees. I used to get off of an airplane and I would limp, because I had a skiing accident. And so then I started, before the air shred, I'd take Advil, and I would do, dosing the day before to make sure to keep the, inflammation down.
yeah.
I don't have inflammation anymore. So if people just understood that when you get all that crap out of your body, and you start nourishing it the way we do, and that energy too. I mean, what are we, 8 o'clock? What time are you? 9 o'clock, Jess? No, you're 8.
8:30,
Anyways, I
8:30.
mean, I woke up, you guys, because I'm so busy with we have a big event tomorrow night. And I was so excited. I mean, I was up at 1:30 this morning. So I don't know. I'm just like in all day, not a bit dang tired. I'm up at 1:30, and I got an amazing amount, of stuff put together. And oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So just good energy. And tonight when I go to bed, as much stuff as I have to do, my brain will shut down and I go to sleep. I mean, within 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'm asleep. Very rarely am I waking up now. And I'm not having, horrible dreams anymore. I'm having some pretty dang awesome dreams. I'm traveling the world in my dreams when I remember them. And so
Yeah.
just that elevated, evolute feeling.
So I mean, you're talking about, I mean, what I love, we really try to push people, in our group to really share what's called non-scale victories.
Yeah.
Because, in the world of nutrition and diet world, everybody's focused on the weight, the weight, the weight, the weight. And I'm like, listen, you don't get healthy to lose weight. You know what I mean? You get healthy because you deserve to be healthy. The byproduct of that is losing weight. And when
Right.
we need to lose weight and you're getting healthy, that's going to happen anyways. But you just shared so much depth. We always talk about the depth of the ER shred and how it's changing people literally from the inside out, not just health wise, but mental wise. And I mean,
Mhm.
the things that we've gotten to see, the calls that we've been able to be a part of together, and what we've
Yeah.
heard from so many people now, it's just absolutely mind blowing, don't you think? Like the mindset shift, and even what you're describing for yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just absolutely crazy, all from, this is how powerful making the right choices is when it comes to nutrition, right? You can
Mhm.
either choose right and it fuels that wildfire to a good thing, or choose wrong and it's going to fuel disease and poison and everything else. And it's just so cool to hear all that, Susan. I'm so
Yeah.
excited that you're able to have all that in your life now, because I think every one of us deserves to just feel awesome every day and feel confident every
Yeah.
day, and do what we love to do no matter what. And sadly, I think most people aren't living life like that. I
No.
think the majority of people aren't living life like that because they don't even feel good every single day.
Mhm.
So never mind wanting to have fun and just kind of be yourself and let
Right.
loose. So
Right.
that's so cool. So you found, how many shreds did it take you? Your first one, you were kind of struggling a little bit. It's funny that you had the headaches, you had all this other stuff, but yet you came back again.
Oh
What
yeah.
made you decide to come back after the first 11 days? Because this is very intriguing to me, because usually when I put people through something like that and they suffered a little bit, they ran away versus sucking it up. And I have so many people now who are sucking it up and realizing that in order to get to the gold, sometimes we got to trudge through the shit. So what kind of made you want to come back and keep you going?
First of all, trusting, I trusted in it. I believed in it. So I didn't have any negative reinforcers to say, hey, no, I'm going to go out on my own, or I didn't really, there is no plan B. This is where it should be. And so they didn't have any stigma behind it. I felt good. I still needed to continue. I mean, 11 day is not going to get your body healthy. And one of the things I think is so neat, like Jesse, like you can feel like you can, like you're not stimulated up and hopped up on caffeine or any of that. You're just pure, clean, good. Your growth hormones. I mean, I'm all about reverse aging too. And I was starting to look pretty old as I was starting to come into the 2021. But like your cells, like you're just vibrating with such good energy, and things gravitate your way. And I feel like I'm always feeling right here. And I feel a lot of people are just kind of in this hum, and sometimes even lower. And so people are struggling.
Yeah. What, you had a friend obviously that helped you, and you trusted that friend. Other people are obviously finding this from seeing something on social media. A friend posted, it sparked their interest. What do you think? I mean, it's hard to get people to get off that, to make that initial first jump, right? You know what I mean? It's hard to get them to like realize that, you hear, oh, I've tried everything, or what have you, from your medical training, let's kind of break down some of this for people, because I want to dive into your brain a little bit from that perspective. What do you now know? What do you feel makes the ER shred so different? Why is it making such an impact so fast on people's health and getting them to make that connection? Because I'm not telling people what to eat, Susan. I'm not giving them a meal plan. I'm not giving a list of food. I'm breaking it down to the simplest form. We're going through an elimination, reset, shred protocol. Like, let's break down each part of it, if you don't mind. The elimination side of it. What medically can people understand if somebody's never done the shred before, and maybe they've done a couple, but they're not sure? What's happening inside of us during that elimination process that's so magical that now?
Yeah. I mean, you just have those happy fat cells that want to hold on to those toxins and your body wants to stay in an uncomfortable state of homeostasis, an uncomfortable state, because when you start changing things, you do have some of those weird adverse effects like the headaches and stuff. So in that elimination, your body has to switch from being this, I want to just say sugar whore, sugar burning whore. Okay. So you're sitting here, you're eating your ho-hos and your ding dongs or whatever you're eating. Even, oh my gosh, Jesse, I had a taste of a Dorito chip yesterday, and I went, "Oh my God, what is in here?" So I looked at horrible. But people are just eating just too much icky stuff, and we don't even know it, because you can't even go into the grocery store because it's 99%. You pull everything off, and it's just, we're built to be sugar consumers. And it's a commercial thing. I mean, it's so frustrating, and then people are struggling. So that shift of your body is going to hold on to something that it's comfortable with. And people sometimes, when they're comfortable in misery, just kind of hold on to that. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. And when we're doing the elimination, Susan, what is it that we're doing? Like, explain to people, what this process is like. Cause I think sometimes when we hear this word, you know what I mean? It's kind of scary a little bit, right? Elimination, right? And there's been so many things out there. Explain to people what that process is like. Like, what did you experience? What did you do? What did you eliminate? What did you add? Because I want to show people how it's not really taking away. It's just filling in and filling the void. I call it crowding out. That's what I learned in health coaching is crowding out, right? We're going to crowd out the bad and put in the good. So explain. So you say we're attacking adipose fat tissue, visceral body fat. which we obviously know is very detrimental to health, right? When you have excess body fat, your white blood cells are all jacked up, your immune system's all jacked up, your inflammation's jacked up, your hormone levels are jacked up, your serotonin, your ghrelin, your insulin, your human growth hormone. Like, people just don't understand, right? Like, all these things. And if one little thing is off, and that little thing's job is to pass it on to the next thing that has a big task, well, there you have a break in the system, right? It's like an electrical conductor. My whole side of my house went out, and it was because of one switch. And I feel like that's what we're doing with the elimination, because we're eating all of this stuff. We're being told by so-called experts out there, like, you should eat this vegetable, you should have this seed, you should do this, you should do that. And yet they have no freaking clue about that person, where they're at, what their background is, what their ethnicity is, where they grew up, how they grew up. Do they live in cold? Do they live in hot? Like, you know what I mean? That all plays a factor. And with the elimination side, with the ER shred, tell people what we do. What do we do with the elimination side? What's the whole concept of that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept behind it is we're getting all of the foods for those 11 days, and we're eating pure, clean foods, and we're eliminating all those things that can cause toxins. And everybody's different. And one of the things in nursing is you teach autonomy, and you teach that, you know, I might have adverse reaction to something where someone else doesn't. And I don't have a whole lot of what I didn't think. I didn't think I had any allergies. I'm not on any medications. But I did find that things, when I started going back to introducing foods. So the 11 days are just pure, clean, simple. It's easy. You're giving your body a rest. You're pulling some of these toxins out. So flavors and foods taste so much better. I felt like I wasn't craving things after that 11 days. And so then slowly bringing things, and I bring one food in at a time each day. I want to see if it's going to work or not, because I don't want my joints creaking and cracking. I don't want that swelling anymore. I want to I want that energy. I don't want to lose my energy.
Yeah. Do you feel that, so the elimination side of the ER shred is in plain, simplest form, we're literally just taking the poison out, right? The sugar, the flour, the stuff that we know based off of documented, published research, is causing inflammation, all of the stuff that we classify as food, but yet it really doesn't contain any powerful vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in the calories. It's what I call wasteless nutrition, right? Wasteless calories. It's calories and energy going in that serves zero nutritional purpose besides causing more inflammation and disease and rise in blood sugar, which is just like ass backwards of what we want, right? So in the elimination side of ER shred, we remove all that, and we only dump in dense nutrition. And when we do that, Susan, what does that do? When you eat food, when you guys learn this, right? What do people not realize about food? Like, every single bite of food you choose to take, when I take a bite of food, what happens? What goes on inside? Like,
everything. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a whole body. It's your brain, it's your salivary glands, it's your digestive system. Everything, when you put something to your mouth, is triggered. I mean, so you got your whole entire body is responding to this food. And so, I mean, you want to put things in that are serving. So like, your hypothalamus is like regulating your thirst and your hunger, and the psychology behind it. It goes in deep. Like, we have behaviors, like we eat food based on, like, I grew up, we had food was, family time, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Food was celebrating time. Food was potlucks. And so we have it's this huge emotional thing that's going on top of your physiology of food.
It's pretty cool. Do you think the elimination aspect of this is one of the major things that helped you crush those binge drinking and those binge eating and those types of things that you were explaining that you had?
I actually am really super finicky now. Like I really don't enjoy a lot of glasses of wine. I think my flavor palette is so sensitive now. And it's like, I can't believe I drank this before, because people's palates are so flat because they're so desensitized with all the stuff that they put into their bodies
Yeah.
that they don't even know. Like when people start noticing when they're in the air shredder, I did anyways, more elevated even with smells that were around me. Like one day I was walking around, what is that? What is that? And it was a bleach that we had cleaned the bathroom with, and I could now smell it all the way across the house. Well, the same level of bleach was done 3, 6, 7 months ago, but I wasn't aware that I was inhaling those. So your body becomes more in tune with all the crud that's around us. So a glass of wine tastes vinegary, it tastes sugary, it just doesn't. I mean, it's just gross.
It's
I mean,
crazy,
I will
right?
I'll drink like a light white Chardonnay, but I don't even like after one, I just don't feel like I need to have the half the box.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get it. I mean, and that's why the elimination side is so powerful. Like those are the things that it will help you do, is crush those cravings and realize that what you once thought you needed to literally survive a day, you now realize is like, whoa, like what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Like there's so many things change when we do this. Then we get into our cleanse. Talk about the cleanse a little bit. What was the cleanse like? What are we doing during the cleanse? Why is it such a beneficial thing? Because I feel like the word cleanse, especially today, Susan, it's thrown out there so much. There's so many bad things out there that you can do, like these tea cleanses and these harsh detox things. Like that's not what we're doing at all, right? Explain to people what we're doing in cellular intermittent fasting.
Yeah. And I think people think of cleanse as diuretics or stimulants, and it's not that. We don't have any of that. It's just natural, very holistic botanicals.
Yeah.
And it's nourishing the body. And the other thing too is with the bone broth. I mean, I start my day off with a bone broth because I like how it feels on my stomach. And then I go into a cleanse. And I know that, we have the protocol, but that's what works for me. So I go in, so I wake up in the morning and I have a nice warm bone broth. And then an hour later, I have my cleanse. And then an hour later, I have my hydrate. So all throughout the day, I'm putting something into myself, and I'll take 2 because there's still the psychology behind it. I'll take like the hydrate and I'll make a slushy out of it so that it's a spoon that's going into my mouth, because I'm still 52 years of the psychology of you have to put a spoon in your mouth every day or a fork in your mouth. So I will make a slushy out of that, or I'll make a slushy out of the cleanse too. And I don't, not as much anymore because now I just really enjoy, and I do kind of the yin and yang. So I'll do that hot, I'll do my cleanse warm, and then I'll have maybe the slushy or the hydrate after that, an hour later. Every hour something's happening, you're putting something into your body. And I don't use as many bone broths. Before I was up to 4. Now I'm finding only 2. I think your body doesn't need it like you do in the beginning when like Jesse, our cells are continually getting healthier, and some cells regenerate every day, some every week, some every month, some every 7 years. I mean, your whole entire body, I believe, with your bones and everything, I think it's like from beginning to end is 7. I think you had said 12, but I think it's 7 if I remember right. And so each time you keep getting those cells healthier and healthier, I mean, it's going to take a whole 7 years. I mean, 11 days isn't going to keep your bones healthy in 7 years from now. It just isn't.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that point up, because a lot of people, they'll come in, they're like, okay, I'll do 11 days and then that's it. Or I'll do whatever. I'm like, no. You're coming in with the wrong mindset. Like this is about longevity. This is what I love about the ER shred. This is what we did not want to do from the beginning, is make it this quick fix diet for people, because that doesn't create lifestyle. That doesn't create longevity, And you're right. As you keep doing it, it gets better and better. I mean, I'm at a point now where honestly, like I'll do a cleanse and literally just drink the 4 shots of cleanse throughout the day. I mean, I have no issues whatsoever. It doesn't bother me. Like I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel better. I don't need anything besides a little bit of black coffee and some water to make my day go. It's absolutely amazing. And I've been doing this for years. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. So the more you do it, the better it is. And then we have the shredding aspect, right? Where all we're doing is dumping in amazing food. And that's where our bodies start to come back to life, right, Susan? When you're only putting in quality nutrition and you're feeding those cells and you're cleansing and you're getting rid of those toxins that are stored inside those, inside your fat cells. And like you said, the botanicals are binding, and we have this great fusion of all of these pieces coming together that kind of, creates this whole thing that we just kind of talked about, which is the ER shred. So for you, how many times did it take you, Susan? You said you've done 7 now. What are your overall results now after 7 shreds? Where are you at? What's your total thing? Do you know where you're at?
And it's so amazing. So, if you told, from January to now is 32 pounds, but I went from a size 12 down to 9 wearing my 6 and 4s. So I have, my muscles are like I can feel my legs when I start sitting down. Now I'm starting to feel my bony, it's not bony, but I feel like, well, I haven't felt that in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm starting to feel my body come back into shape. The waistline is coming back in. Yeah. It's the non-scale victories. It's the, someone said, I was wearing a pair of jeans. I go, wow, you've gotten really, the upper part of the, I had some crud around the upper part of my legs. That crud's gone now, it's more tone. Yeah. And
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't feel so heavy running anymore.
That's so awesome. I mean, when you start to put clothes on, I mean, it really does affect the psyche. It affects how you walk out your door every day. It affects how what kind of things have you noticed around, relationships, your mindset with other people, conversation with other people, maybe things that you're doing today that you wouldn't even have dreamed about doing 7 months ago? Have you noticed any of those types of things? Have any other big things broken out or stood out for you?
Yeah, I have a better attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a much better attitude. Yeah.
Were you snippy before? Did you lose it quickly, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I was tired. I was miserable. I didn't care. I just didn't have patience. And I did, in the nursing field, you have to listen and you have to be that caregiver and stuff. But boy, by the time I got home, I was just like, don't ask me to do one thing. I just don't ask me to do anything because I'm tired and I'm exhausted. And that's just not the case. Now, look at Jesse. I was up at 1:30 this morning and I'm just like, bring it on.
I hear you, friend. I'm up at like 4:30 every day and I go until 10. And I feel you. Trust me. I'm 42. You got a couple years on me, but it's literally nonstop all the time. Hey, listen, I don't want to lose this because you mentioned this. What do you mean by dirty shred and clean shred? Because I want people to understand this concept.
So I just feel like there's got to be some terminology. A dirty shred might be like, you had a hiccup. Maybe you ate something that you weren't supposed to do. Get back on and finish your shred out because you put all this great nutrition in you. Yeah. But sometimes now I'll make a decision between I might do a go-go juice. So I might do, Popeye juice. I'll do the cleanse, not the cleanse, but the hydrate with one of our other products. And it's okay. I know I don't have any adverse, but then there'll be times where nope, I'm going just straight. I'm doing everything by the protocol. And then in maintaining in between, sometimes I'll do a shred and then just have a maintenance on a Saturday and a Sunday and then jump back into just following the protocol for the next 11 days again. Yeah.
Susan, I don't know if I hope people that are listening, I hope people that will listen in the future, somebody that will listen on our podcast, on the YouTube channel, whatever the case may be. You actually just, for some people, just broke freedom for them. I don't even know if you realize that you did that, because there's so many people, and I try to say this, but I love getting it from other people, and somebody like yourself that's had so much success with the ER shred. It's not about perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. And I love that you brought this up. The whole goal of the ER shred is use the strict protocol as long as you need it to get you where you need to get to. And I don't know how long that's going to take for you. It could be 1, it could be 8, it could be 10. I don't know where you're at or where you're coming from. But for you, Susan, you've seemed to find this great balance now, which is what I really, truly hope in my soul that everybody that's part of our community finds, where you start to just realize that every day is just, you're making choices because of the only reason you're making them is because it fuels your body. And you start to realize this crazy thing called balance, right? Where if you have a little bit of an off, it's really not as big of a deal as you might think it is. And that's where you've been kind of like brainwashed in one way, or you've had this like psycho trainer, Johnny the trainer, that was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, you know, or like, shut up, dude. You know what I mean? Like, go jack into the dumbbell or something. I don't know. But you know, it's crazy because, but you've let people have that freedom, and I hope they take that. Because it's so important, you know what I mean? Like you said, like it's really like, okay, big deal. Like just jump back on, you know?
Right. Yeah, just finish it out.
Just keep going. Just keep going. And now you're at a point where it's like, do you find yourself even having those or wanting to have those?
No, it's pretty easy. Like if, you know, I'll make a decision before I even go into 11 days. Like what do I feel? What do I want to accomplish in the 11 day? If I wanted, you know, really, I mean, because I really am focusing now on these final, really toning up again. And I just, the reverse aging effects that I, you know, the healthiness of the skin and just everything everything, I just feel so much younger.
What have you noticed? What have you noticed with that? What do you mean by reverse aging? What is that what's your definition of that?
You know, I just, you know, I think when you get so many toxins in your body and when you put weight on and you're slowing down and your joints are creaking, you feel old. And so this, you don't like, you get out of an 11 day and you're going to feel just night, and you're just not even going to want to go back. I mean, you just don't want to. Yeah.
It's crazy. I know. It is pretty crazy. What other, talk to me now. So you've had this ridiculous transformation. You come alive. Your hair's growing crazier. I watch all your posts. I mean, you're on here doing these
look at
videos.
That, you guys. Like every 7 to 10 days, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna? I'm gonna have to get a new
and then I never know. I mean, you are probably one of the most fun people. Every time I see this thing that says Susan's live, I'm like, oh shit, what outfit is she in today? I've never seen somebody who has more outfits. Obviously, you love the whole medieval and the festive thing and stuff, and I think it's cool. It's quirky. It's, you know, this whole thing out there. You know, your confidence. I mean, even from looking at you from the beginning and coming to now, you know, I want to make sure that we celebrate you. I'm picking your brain to try to obviously get all other people, but I've watched it and congratulations. I mean, it's really, really cool to kind of watch you just do what you love to do. I'm not obviously the adipose dragon slayer. That's you. But I think it's so awesome to be able to watch people just break free and not give a shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like just because I think that's all part of health too. Like when you can have fun and let loose and be you and not get rid of stress, but combat stress and all these things that we've been talking about this whole time. And I watched that come into packages, and we'll take you, for instance, obviously it's your call. It's just such an amazing thing to watch, Susan. I'm so excited for you to be able to see that. I'm so happy for you. You've been such a great part of our community. I mean, I love that. It's so cool to watch people. They come into us. I don't want to use the word broken because that's not a good word, because I don't think anybody's broken, but maybe they're a little bit damaged. They're damaged inside, right? Whatever. They show up and then they have this transformation. And I've seen this remarkable thing happen where people just turn around and all of a sudden we've created this community of everybody helping everybody. Talk quickly to me about the community. What has the community meant to you? Explain to people what they're getting with the ER Shred. I think this is the most valuable piece of our whole package. And we give it to people for free.
This is so important. This community is so responsive. I've never seen so much, and you feel comfortable. You can be me. You know, I can be me. I can be that dragon slayer, and people laugh, you know, and have fun in a good way. And I feel like I have a home or a place. And you have to get active with the community or respond to somebody's post. There's so much love in this community. Like, and I just want to hug. I mean, Jesse, I want to meet you and give you a big old hug, because you guys are just, there's not a community out there that I have experienced in a group like this. There's so much support. And all you have to do is be a little active. put one post out there, respond to somebody, or don't be silent, because I did this. You know what, as I was building and helping others with this, I really didn't have a whole lot of people I was helping right away. So I thought, well, I'm a nurse, I'm just going to reach in and just help, and just respond and lift somebody up. And the next thing I knew, it turned into just really making a lot of connections with people that it's just, there is no other community like this. And you just have to just get active and take and put your before and after, and just be put yourself out there a little bit, and you'll be surprised at how much love you're going to get back.
For sure. The right people will come, right? It's like when you show your real aura and you allow your true energy to come with no mask, with no wall, with no nothing, because you're truly at a point in life where you feel so amazing that you just don't give a flipping shit about anything or what anyone else thinks. And you show up like that, you will find your people. And I feel like that's our community, right? It's this smorgasbord of a tribe. It's the coolest tribe ever because it's walks of all sorts of life. It's not just this like one niche type of community. It's everybody, right? I mean, I just did a video with DJ, obviously Heather's son, our youngest shredder, all the way up to people in their mid 80s. You know what I mean? I mean, it's such an amazing group that I just wish everybody would be a part of it, because I think everybody needs that light, that extra light in their life. It's pretty cool. So you have a big event. How many people have you been able to personally help now since you raised your hand and said yes to yourself?
I really, and I think even too with the shred, I'm really becoming very more focused. About 3 months ago, I'm like, I'm really going to focus on helping others. I feel really good. It gives me purpose when I get a call and, my girlfriend says, hey, my cholesterol level just dropped from 212 to 150, or when I see other people feeling good because I'm helping them along the way. Yeah, they have to take the steps. They have to put one foot in front of the other. But I'm there if they need something, or just that. So I have 3 of my shredders are going to be. We've got a big event tomorrow night.
What are you doing? Tell everybody about your event. I know about it, but tell everybody.
And I'm looking at our time, but so
don't worry about time. You're all excited.
That's even the thing with the shred too. I decided I'm going to just take my list, and I did 150, and I just invited everyone. I just sent out a big notice, 150 people, and surprisingly, I'm having a lot of people that are coming that I wasn't expecting to, and so you learn that people need help. And sometimes they just, you may not know it, and you can't be the rescuer. You have to be the one that says, I'm doing this if you want to do it with me, or we're going to have a lot of fun. I promise you're going to have a lot of fun. And we're excited. We're going to be doing butter shots tomorrow night. So the girls and I are going to be doing butter shots.
Now you guys are rented. You got a whole boat, right? Aren't you cruising down the river?
Yeah, 54-foot double, yacht cruiser. Yeah. So we're going to be partying up on the top deck, and we're going to be doing it live, and I'm going to do a 45-minute presentation of our ER shred and our community, and and us shredders are going to share, what we've experienced.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous that I can't be there. That's going to be such a cool event. So please make sure you take lots of pictures, obviously, post them in the group so we can obviously, live vicariously through you guys and see this cool thing. But I can't wait to see more ER shred events popping up. I can't wait to see more people sharing with other people. I think that's really the greatest gift that we could possibly give once we ourselves become healthy, once we realize that we have our hands on something that's actually going to work, that's no bullshit, that's just, cut to the chase. Let's get it done. Let's just live life. But then it adds so much more, right? Like it starts off with maybe you come for nutrition, but you quickly realize when you become a part of this, something like this, the community that we've built and the culture that we're building, it's just so much more than the weight and the inches, although that might be where it starts, and that's perfectly okay. But it's such a cool thing. I mean, look at what you guys are doing now, the lives that you guys are going to touch. I know your, little side hustle thing is exploding because of this, with your extra energy and what you're doing. And I think that's just the greatest thing. So good for you. I'm glad you had the courage to do that, because it takes people like you, Susan, to step outside and not care what people are going to think. I mean, you did it from the heart. And if people came, great, they came. If they didn't come, great, they didn't come, like they weren't yours. And that's really how people have to look at it. But, obviously on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, your level of wanting to share the shred is what? 12. So you're above that, just because of everything that's there. What do you think makes this so different? I mean, I know you've tried tons of things before. Obviously you knew diets. I mean, you were around the industry, like you had access to things. What was the biggest make or break? So if somebody has been through that before, they maybe not have been in the shred, they've heard about it. What can you say to them? What's the biggest difference between everything else you've tried and this? Why is this the thing that's worked for you where nothing else has? And you were actually in that, where you could have gotten, I think, your hands on pretty much anything.
Right. Your first 11 days, you're going to feel results. You're going to feel it in one way or another, whether it's in inches, whether it's in weight, whether it's with your energy. You're just going to get results. So results. And you're going to feel so good. And then you're just not going to want to lose that. It is so different. Plus, you have this community, and you have people that you can reach out to. You can't just call your doctor up every day, or the clinic, and say, hey, what do I do next? It's like, or if you have a question, and in the beginning, we do have a lot of questions, because it's a very different change of lifestyle that becomes so easy as a lifestyle. And people get to learn about why we're doing grass-fed butter. They get to learn why we're doing pink Himalayan salt instead of the table salt, or instead of the sea salt that we thought was so good. You learn a lot of those things being active in the community. I jump in. I'm on you guys, like on the in our group. That is my go-to. I think I check ER Shred before I even check my normal feed.
Yeah,
I do, just because.
I know. Yeah. It's hard to explain, but once you become a part of it, you'll realize real quick, right? The best thing that we can tell you is just join us. I mean, just freaking join us. We welcome everybody. It's free. www.ershredders.com. It's real simple. Susan, anything else that I didn't ask you? Anything else that you want to share? Anything that I've missed? Anything that's on your heart? I want to give you the end of this to say whatever it is you want to say.
Well, you guys, I mean, we have a lot. I mean, Kathy, we've got a lot of people out here that I'm just so blessed and so thankful for. And I'm excited as we see new shredders come in. I'm excited, just to see all you guys. I think for those, if you are not shredding with us yet, or you're just on the fence about it, what I can tell you is results. It's amazing. You're going to feel good. And this is a loving community that really cares about people and their well-being. And you don't see that. We're here to help make a difference and get people to feel good. We shouldn't have to lose our friends and people that we're surrounded by because of poor health. We weren't designed that way.
For sure. Susan, I can't thank you enough. I can't wait to get to know you more. I can't wait for the event. Next time that you guys do one, I'm jealous. You're going to see my Susan. You're going to see my sister from another mister. I'm jealous that you guys get to go and do all of that, but I'm so excited for you guys at the same time. More so excited than jealous. I got to be honest with you. I'm not one of those people. I'm really, really excited for you guys. I can't wait to see this. I love to see all these ideas coming up and people hosting shred parties. And I mean, it's such a beautiful thing. It's what we hoped would happen, and it's happening. You are such a vital part of our community. I can't thank you enough, from me, from the board. Without people like you, we would not be able to bring this to where we're going to bring this. We wouldn't be able to touch the lives that we're going to touch. I'm so thankful that it was able to help you. I'm thankful that it's changed your life. And I really can't wait to see what you do next. It's always something fun. It's always something intriguing. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting it and for loving it so much and jumping in and spending so much time to truly help other people. It really means the world to me. And I know everybody on the board. So thank you for being such an amazing part of this community and this pack. I mean, we love you so much. It's so awesome to have all you guys.
Yeah. Jesse, love you too. Love you guys. Love the group. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, guys. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, join me here for another session. Next week, like I said, I have the entire board. It is going to be an epic call. Do not miss it. I promise you. Tomorrow night, we have our Shred Your Testimonial call. Thursday night, we have our Share the Shred with our other ambassador, Mr. Bob Sivright. I mean, we have something for everybody, don't we, Susan? All you got to do is raise your hand and freaking say yes and just jump on the damn train. Don't even worry about what's going on. Just jump on the train. It's on the right tracks. It's going to the right direction. It's on the right way. All you got to do is jump on and just come for the ride. And eventually you'll be up there running the show, running the locomotive and leading the way, just like Susan and so many other people. So thanks again, Susan. We hope you all have an amazing night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.